How do you feel about getting on discovery calls where you twist the knife as much as possible into the pain points of your potential client so that you can get a yes from them on the call? Don't feel too good about it? Then I recommend you continue watching this video, because today I'm going to share with you how you can conduct a discovery call that is going to be super easy, stress-free for both you and your potential client, and almost guarantees a yes from them because you did all of the work before you got on the call using your content. Before I get into how to conduct a discovery call, let's first answer, what is a discovery call? If you're an online service-based business owner, then I'm very sure that you have been conducting these discovery calls or fitting calls with your potential clients in order to see if you both are a great fit to work together, or if you can actually really solve the problem that they have, that they seem to be coming to you for. So what is a discovery call? When I googled what is a discovery call, the snippet that is as the first response says this: a discovery call's purpose is to determine whether or not you and your buyer are good fit for each other, and to understand your buyer's pain points, priorities, and goals so you can effectively sell to them whatever service you're providing. You see, the call isn't just to procure a sale. It's not even to just identify the list of problems that this potential client has in their business or in their life. The purpose of the call is to identify if you and the potential client are a good fit to work with each other. So you're getting on the call to figure out if this person has a business problem or is in the business situation that you are comfortable at solving or that you're capable of solving. And the person, the potential client, is getting on a call to know if whatever you said in your sales page, is that something really true? Can you really provide the solution or the transformation that you claim to say you will provide in your sales page? Over the 30 to 45 minutes discovery call, you're going to assess this potential client on three things. The first is, do they have goals that you can support in achieving? Second is, are they aware that they have a problem and that they need a solution? Thirdly, are they ready to implement the solution that can bring in the transformation in their life or in their business that they've been envisioning or dreaming about for their business? Let me briefly take you through what you shouldn't do on a discovery call. As part of the discovery call, you will most definitely, if you don't already, you should be talking about the goals that they have in their business and what's stopping them from reaching that goal. Now, the intent of getting this information is not to make them aware of how badly they suck at not reaching their goals. The intention should never be to twist the knife on their pain points ever, because you want them to feel happy that they got on a call with you, irrespective of their decision of buying or not buying the solution that you are offering them. So when you try to twist the knife, you're actually making the feeling that they had worse. Like they are already beating themselves up for not being at a level that they dreamt of to be at this stage or phase in their business and life, and they are already doing a good enough job of regretting all the things that they have missed doing or all the strategies that they couldn't implement. So you adding to the mix does no good to them or to you actually. So as much as I kind of appreciate people who say that twist the knife a little bit so that they know that they need a solution, that they need to fix this problem right now, but instead What if you showed them, what if you just made them aware that yes, I understand that you are aware of the problem. I understand that you are looking to solve this. I also understand you're feeling lost on how to solve this, and that's exactly where I fit in to the big picture. The next thing you shouldn't do, that I have done on my discovery calls, is to explain in excruciating detail how my process works and how it is going to bring them a solution. I mean, I have seen that people pretend to want to listen, but they don't want to. So let's not bore them with all of the details. Give them a high level idea, and that's more than enough for someone to make a decision of yes or no when it comes to buying from you. Another thing I want you to absolutely avoid when you're conducting discovery calls is to pressure your prospect into making a decision. That may seem like a good idea, but just like twisting the knife into their pain points doesn't do any good. The same way, putting someone on the spot on a call doesn't really bring in the good feelings that they can associate with you, so that they say that this is the kind of relationship I want when I'm working with someone. So in order to avoid starting off on the wrong foot, don't pressure them. Give them enough room to, whether you ask open-ended questions or whether you let them think about it later off the call, give them enough room to think it through and come to a conclusion, because they want to buy this, not because they are pressured into buying this. Now let me clarify, a discovery call is not the place to manage all the expectations and clear all the objections. If you have a script where you're managing all the expectations and fielding all the objections and trying to get control of the conversation by trying to respond to, preemptively respond to all of this, then you're already doing it wrong. Trust me, it seems like a great idea, but that's not the job that a discovery call should be used for. Now, I don't mean that you shouldn't handle any objections that they present to you during the call. Like, that's definitely not what I'm saying. But I want your sales page or your content in general to handle most of the objections and set most of the expectations for the call. Utilize the time between them booking the call to getting on a call with you to do this via emails. Set up an automation which handles this, but don't try to do all of it during the call. If they have objections on the call, help them feel comfortable in making the decision by handling the objections right then, but don't try to do everything just because someone gave you a script to do that. If your prospects are coming to the call blind, then of course you will be forced to handle all the objections, set all the expectations, and maybe even try all of the tactics that are quite popular, like twisting the knife. That's my favorite. I hate that. So you may be forced to do all of that, which is not going to leave, which is not going to leave your prospects feeling good, and probably you don't enjoy it very much either. So don't try to reinforce that they have a problem. Don't try to use urgency tactics that you're going to raise the prices very shortly and that's why they should buy. Another thing that I especially don't like is trying to get a sale on the call, like trying to get their credit card on the call. Seriously, if people have decided to buy from you, they are never running away. I assure you, if they've decided not to buy from you, they will not pay you, whether it's on the call or later when you send the proposal. And if they are on the fence, you trying to coax them by creating some kind of urgency is not going to make them feel very good. So they may go more towards the no than towards the yes. But if you give them enough space and hold that space for them where they can actually decide, feeling comfortable and feeling safe, that this relationship is going to work perfectly for me, that is when they're going to say yes on the call. You may have to say that, fine, I'll send you the proposal and the invoice after the call. I mean, your client is an adult. Don't treat them like a toddler where you say, I count to 3, and that is when you have to do your thing before that. That's just not how you treat adults. Today, I give you permission to lay off all of these hacks and tactics and conduct discovery calls in a way that feels good for both you and your prospect. So what should a discovery call look like? To put it simply, a discovery call should help your potential client, your prospect, make the decision of buying or not buying from you. A friend of mine always says, a no in business doesn't mean never. It just means not now. And I love this quote. I don't know who it is, who it belongs to, but she always references this. So that's what I go with. If they say a no right now, then probably they don't have the problem. The problem isn't a priority. So why make them pay for something that's not really a priority? Maybe they're just not ready for the solution yet. So why make them pay for something they are not ready for yet? And like I said in the beginning, a discovery call is for both of you to make the decision. So you must also make the decision that, is this person the right person? Is their business in the right stage where I swooping in and helping them quickly is going to transform their business? If it's not, do I really think I should work with this person, even if they want to work with me? So make sure it's the time for you also to decide if this is a good relationship or not. So listen to your prospect, like actively listen to them, ask them questions to dig deeper and understand what's really holding them back from implementing solution. All of us know that all of the information is available for free on the internet. All you have to do is learn how to tweak your Google results and you'll have an answer for everything. So if they have not been able to implement, what is stopping them? For example, if you're not a mindset coach and you don't know how to help someone with a mindset issue, saying that you can help someone build their business or start their business, even when they are talking to you very clearly that they don't have the right mindset, that they have fear of being so many things, saying that my strategies is going to help you grow a business of your dreams is actually not going to help them. You're both going to be miserable in the relationship because the person clearly has mindset issues and you are not in a position to handle mindset issues if you don't have experience with it yourself. The minimum needed is you having your experience or you spending time learning how to help someone navigate through mindset issues. So know if you can really help that person, what is stopping them from implementing the solution by themselves. If they say, I don't have time, then you probably are the best person because you're going to take on all of the responsibilities needed to implement a solution, which means you can do this for them. If you are a done with you kind of service, ask more questions about why they don't have time. What's stopping them? Can they hire a VA who will help them free some time so they can work with you and implement the solution and get back more time or whatever that you're offering them? So the easiest way to understand what is actually going on in the business of this prospect is by simply asking why so and listening. Like whatever they say, I don't know why I'm not able to post content consistently on social media. And you ask them, why do you think this is happening? Is it because you don't have time? And they are going to go deep. I think I have time. I have created content. It's just that I am afraid to post. And then you ask them questions that help you identify if it's just a mindset issue. Are they open to you sharing the content for them? If they are not open to you sharing the content for them, then you're not the social media manager for them. They need a mindset coach. You need to send them to someone, refer them to someone if you know. Otherwise, if you think that their issue is not mindset related, their issue is something that you can actually solve, You can actually get them over the hurdle. By all means, pitch to them at the end of the call. This may seem like you're intruding into a stranger's deeper details, but when you ask this why so question relentlessly a few times, they are going to open up, they are going to share with you what's exactly going on, and you have to be ready to take on the responses that you get. If you are someone who hesitates going deep into conversations with someone, then you need to figure out a different way, or you need to work on your own mindset so that you can actually listen, because listening is the most important skill in a discovery call. Forget about how to sell, forget about how to pitch, forget about how to transition from asking them questions to pitching to them. All of that comes only, like, all of them become super easy only when you can listen and take in the responses that they give you. So if you're not able to do it, practice, practice, practice. Find a friend, stand in front of the mirror, talk to yourself, figure out how you can actively listen. Everybody who wants to solve their problem is going to share with them. The more interest you show in their business, the more eager they will be to share their problems so that you can help them. Nobody likes staying, okay, some of us don't want to stay stuck with our problems, and we are always ready to buy on the call if the person in front of us is ready to listen and show us that they have the solution for our problems. Now, if you're wondering when you should handle objections and when you should manage expectations, well, some of it has to be done during the discovery calls, because in spite of what your content has done and in spite of what the sales page has done, people will talk to you about how they are afraid or how they are uncomfortable taking this step. And you have to assure them that their problem isn't the most unique, that you have worked on similar problems, or your solution can be applied to their problem because their problem is similar to your previous client's problems, or you yourself had the problem which was very similar and the solution that you have for them is going to work. When they ask about how you exactly help your clients, I recommend you do not beat around the bush, use jargon, market specific language, and be vague in what you say. I want you to help them make the judgment call, and in spite of it being a no, I just want you to help them just make the decision. So use words and phrases that make it easy to curb this curiosity. If you try to beat around the bush, they will start hesitating. When you listen to them actively and try and handle those fears that they have talked to you about, that's when they will be making a decision of yes. And when you ignore those fears, ignore those feelings, they're going to definitely say a no. It's your service, it's your process, and I am sure you may be believing that this is the best thing possible, and it should be. But explaining to them the features, the benefits, or the bonuses that you have for them is not going to make the decision-making process easy for them. What's going to make the decision process easy is knowing that their problem isn't all that unique and that you have a solution for their specific problem, either by showing that you've worked with clients who have had this problem, or explaining to them how your solution fits into their problem. Like, don't go into too much details, but give a high level overview of how your solution is the right fit for their unique looking problem. So sharing your client testimonials or client reviews or case studies is a very good way of handling that kind of a fear-based thought. If they've read through your sales page, they are on a fitting call just to make sure that all the promises that you listed on the sales page isn't false promises. They just want to make sure that you really can deliver the solution that they want so badly, so that they can reach the stage of the business that they want to be, that they've been dreaming about. So how can you ensure that your discovery calls are only fitting calls? A good discovery call is one that converts a prospect into a client. A great discovery call is one that leads a lead from being a prospect to a client. And it starts even before the person is on the call with you. So there are 3 phases to conducting an amazing discovery call. The first is the pre-call phase. This is the duration between the time that the person has come across you to the time that they're going to get on a call with you. This phase is just as crucial as the call itself. So this includes the content you've put out on social media, on your blog or podcast or video, the emails you send out, and your sales page. So make sure that your content focuses on this ideal client persona who you can help effortlessly and who can benefit the most by working with you. Let your content create a connection with your ideal client persona. When they read your content, the most common thoughts that should go on in their mind is, she gets me. She knows what she's talking about. She's so genuine. Let them be able to resonate with you when they read your blog post. Write them in a way that feels like she actually understands my problem so well and she really has suggestions and tips to help me build trust with them by creating content that shows that you're the authority in your field. The easiest way to do that, in my opinion, is by getting featured. Like when someone endorses you, it's easy to see that you are an expert than when you're just talking about your expertise yourself. So try to get featured in a few places at least. Whether it's a guest blog post, guest podcast, or any other kind of interview. Write for some very well known websites so that you get featured and you can express that this is what makes you an expert in this field. Because trust me, not everybody can have the courage to get featured. So if you have that means you know your stuff and you know it so well that you're ready to go and talk on somebody else's platform. Show your expertise by explicitly sharing your client testimonials and client case studies. Client case studies are not just testimonials. These are the stories or detailed posts where you're sharing your clients' exceptional successes. So share them to express your expertise. Your how-tos and trainings can share your expertise, but the client testimonials and case studies especially highlight your expertise. But also do create trainings and masterclasses, tips and hacks that you can share with your audience on social media so that your expertise is clearly visible. And don't forget to create content that shares your offers. Let them know just by reading your social media posts that you have specific offers that solve specific problems. Share about who it is the right fit for. Share about how it's the right fit. What kind of transformation is possible. Let your content do the heavy lifting of convincing your potential clients, clearing objections, setting expectations, and clearing fears that commonly stop them from hiring someone to solve that particular problem. Phase 2 is the call. And in the description below, I have a PDF where I'll share with you my agenda for the call so that it's easy for you to understand how you can conduct a call. So what I generally do is start the call with a quick greet. I am not a small talk person. That's the most uncomfortable part of the call for me. And after we have greeted each other and had the small talk, I specify to them what the agenda looks like what I'm going to share with them, what I'm going to offer them, as part of the call. My calls are less of a discovery call, more of a free audit kind of call. So I give them my recommendation and I tell them that after I share my recommendation, I will be sharing with them how we can continue the relationship further or how we can work together. And I also ask them, does this sound good to you? They often say yes, and that's how the call starts. So I ask them a lot of questions. I listen to their answers. Quite often, they don't even need to get to the place where I audit the whole thing, we identify the biggest problem in how they are handling. For example, I offer to audit sales process, and very often I see that my potential clients, they're not even in a place where I need to audit their entire sales process. It's just their content. Either they're not putting it in front of the right people in the right place, or their ideal client itself has not been very clearly defined, so they don't know where to post or where they hang out. So that itself takes some pressure off of them. If they fix that, the rest of them can be fixed easily. And when I give them the recommendation, it's like instantly occurs to them that, oh my god, I wouldn't have been able to figure this out because I was so close to this. Thank you for helping me see this. That's what I usually get in response. And after we have identified what is not working in their sales process, I do ask them again if they want to know about all the ways we can work together. Quite often they say yes, and I share with them and I give them time. I let them make the decision either on the call or later. Whatever they decide is okay, but I give them time to make the decision. Now, phase 3 is post-call. Just because the call has ended, it doesn't mean your relationship has ended. Trust me, you should utilize this post-call phase. You still have the capacity to influence their decision based on how you handle this post-call phase. So what do you do post-call? If they've said a yes, follow up with them within the next 24 to 48 hours, where you highlight the conversation that you had and share the bright aspects of their business that you're so excited to dig into and help them with. A great tip I heard from my mentor, Troy Dean, is he always sends a transcript of their call with this post-discovery call email. And apparently, though it's not very valuable to his potential clients, they greatly appreciate this effort. You must also share what they can expect, like what are the formalities, what are the next steps that are coming up, like keep them aware and informed, and anything else that they expect from you from now on. Like you'll be sending them a contract and a proposal and an invoice within the next week, and you expect that they pay the invoice soon so that they can be added to your calendar and their project can be scheduled, and any homework that is needed will come X days after the invoice is paid, and so on and so forth. Now, if they've said a no, then don't just write them off. A no means not right now, not ever. So ask them if they are willing to write you a testimonial. A testimonial is a great way to end the call, or ask them to send it in the email. And when you send an email to them, again, do it within 24 to 48 hours of the call. Ask them if they would like to get access to the tips and hacks that you send to your people. And if they say a yes, send them your free resource that you think will be able to help them most. Send them a link to your podcast or your blog with specific articles, so that is actually tailored to them, so that it's helpful to them. Ask them if they'd like to be on your email list. You can actually do this by sending them the free resource where they have to subscribe. Like, that's the best thing. And make sure the emails that you're sending to them is tailored, actually. When you make sure that the emails are tailored to this person who said no to the discovery call, you're going to increase your chances of them saying a yes in the near future than them just continuing to be on your email list and not really reach out to you. Like, they've already got on a call with you. There were small things that they didn't feel convinced about, and your emails can change that for you. So try as much as possible, try to have them be on your email list and tag them so that you can send them very specific kind of emails rather than a generic email that you may be sending to other people who are on your list. So to recap, make sure that your content that you're publishing, which your potential clients have access to before they get on a call with you will connect with them, resonate with them, will educate them, will express your expertise and authority, will train them, will share your hacks and tips with them, will share your offers with them. And once they've had the call with you, your content is going to reinforce that you're the expert, you're the authority in the field, that you are knowledgeable. So make sure your content does all of this for you. If you are unsure how your content can do this for you, then please don't hesitate to reach out to me, because this is my superpower. I help introverted online service-based businesswomen create content that converts authentically so they can simplify selling their high-ticket offers. And if you don't want to stay on the struggle bus and need to fast-track your content marketing strategies, then I recommend you reach out to me as soon as possible. You can either send me a message or use the link in the description below to book a call with me. I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking for more content marketing related tips and hacks and recommendations, then please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you liked this video, please hit the like. If you didn't like the video, please hit the dislike. I would like to know what works and what doesn't work. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.